touch tunes. Who are you? Why not that just be down? Oh, never mind. I remember who you are. So I went to a bar with some friends the other day to have some food because this bar has really, really good food. And they have online jukebox kind of thing that you can request songs to. So I was like, oh, let me get the app so I can request a song. You have to pay to request the song. What the hell? I'm like, okay, get your coin, I guess, but damn, like nothing is fraud and free anymore. And it's not even like I think it was like $5 for 4 tokens or something. You need I don't know if it's 1 token per song or 2 tokens per song. But either way it didn't seem like a good deal to me. So I was like, you know what? I'll pass. And we were just about done anyway at that point, so it's like, oh, we weren't going to be here for that much longer. And who knows if anyone had requested a song before me. Who knows how long it would have been until my song would have been played. Like, imagine paying money. Well, I guess I would have to stay until my song played. We could have left after, but yeah, no, that would have solved the issue. But either way, in the moment, I did not see it being worth paying to play a song. I can just play the song in the car when we go. Like, it's not that serious. But yeah, I don't know. That's what that app was. Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet, where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Thank you for joining me, and I hope this finds you well. Do you ever just type out a text to someone and you notice a suggestion made by your keyboard and you're like, what the fuck? Like, I understand maybe the letter sequence is kind of similar, but where did this even come from? Like, I was typing the word podcast, and at the end, the when I typed out the word podcast, no typos or anything. It said podcast, but in suggestion, my keyboard said pussy. Like, hello? Where are you getting this from? The first suggestion was pissy, the second suggestion was pussy, and the third suggestion was pocket. It that could be a sentence. That's a statement with alliteration. Pissy pussy pocket. Pissy pussy pocket. The 3 P's. Listen, pissy pussy podcast. I said podcast. I was meant to say. Try saying that 3 times fast, but let's add the word podcast because that's where these suggestions even stemmed from. Podcast pissy pussy pocket. Try saying that 3 times fast. I don't think I can do it. Well, we'll see. Podcast. Oh, I already fucked up, so it's not looking like it. Podcast pissy pussy pocket. It doesn't really make sense. I think I have to add the word podcast at the end. Maybe it'll make a little more sense and I'll actually be able to say it then. Pissy pussy pocket podcast. 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 Maybe it's not that hard to say. And I was just hyping it up for no reason. Don't mind me and my sound effects, by the way. I sometimes when I find things funny, instead of laughing, I'll make like a sound, like a little, like I'm about to. Honestly, it kind of sounds like I'm about to throw up, but I'm not. It's like me holding back my laughter. Why am I holding back my laughter? I don't know. It's just like I don't like it's like in between. Like I don't want to say it's not funny, but it's funny enough to get a sound out of me, but not funny enough to get a laugh out of me. But sometimes the sound is what makes the sound after, like the joke or whatever, is what makes the whole thing funny. Like it adds to it. It's like another layer. It's like cake is good and icing is good, but cake with icing is delicious. Right? It's like the icing on top. Right? At least in my eyes anyway. I don't know about you, but those are my thoughts. Especially like editing the clips back afterwards, it kind of makes me cringe sometimes because it's like, oh my god, like, are you okay? You literally sound like you get thrown up. Not crying, screaming, throwing up, just like full on belching. Is that the word? Belch. Emit gas noisily from the stomach through the mouth. I guess. Oh, wait, belch is like burp, not like throw up. So, what's the word that I'm thinking of that is like throw up, but not like vomiting? Is there a word? Let's vomit synonym. Basic spew. Retch. RETCH. Reach. Gag. Get sick. Noun. Oh. Sick. Vomitus. Ejecta. Puke. Puke. I forgot about that word. Puke sounds gross though. Like on a scale of throw up to whatever, I think, well, no, puke is kind of in the middle. Puke is like a kid friendly. Vomiting is like serious. Like that dude was vomiting last night. And if you're puking, it's usually like, I don't want to say usually. Puking in my mind is like just a little bit of throw up. Vomiting is like violently vomiting. Like the alliteration, it does stuff. It does something. If you know, you know, and if you don't, I really don't know how to explain it. It's just alliteration in sentences, statements, phrases, whatever. I feel like just it makes it mesh better together. You know? I don't know. Does that make sense? Anyway, but okay, so I don't know why, but I feel the need to develop like a scale for the action of the action of like well, let's look at the can we look at the definition. Eject matter from the stomach through the mouth. So there's like a scale for the words to say that you ejected food from in your stomach. Throwing up, I feel like, is baseline, where you start. Puke is kind of in the middle. Well, no, I feel like puke goes before throwing up. Because puke, like, oh, the baby puked. It's just a little baby burp, baby puke kind of thing. Throwing up is like a full on session. Like your body is reacting, like you had to go run to the toilet and eject this food for your body. Vomiting is like your stomach feels like it's inside out and you've released all the krakens, all the food is out of your stomach. There's nothing but bile and stomach acid in there. Yeah, I don't know. I just felt the need to develop this scale. So puke, throw up, vomiting. I feel like those are the baseline three. Like puke is nothing major, little baby action. Throwing up is like the full cycle of ejecting the food from your body, but just once. Vomiting is like throwing up and then some, like over and over. Or not, it doesn't have to be over and over, but it's like the most serious. Like, I don't know what, damn, I can't even think of words right now. This is kind of annoying for myself. Anyway, but yeah, that's the scale for throwing up. Puke, throw up, and vomit. I'm sorry if this little conversation made you feel some type of way, made you feel kind of queasy, yucky, icky, nasty. I don't really feel like I got too into depth to the point where it would, but some people are a little more sensitive to just hearing about things. Some people are like, I don't really care if you throw up in front of me. It's fine. It's cool. I can take care of you. It's whatever. Other people are like, don't even say the word throw up because the memories are very vivid and they'll come back and then they'll get gag. I was gonna say nauseous. They'll get nauseous and gag and throw up themselves. And there are others who can deal with hearing the word but are not fond of seeing it or smelling it because that'll trigger them. But me, I'd say I'm pretty cool, calm, and collected when it comes to throw up. I feel like I can handle other people throwing up around me. Now, if the smell is vile, forget about it. I have to leave the room or else I will start to throw up. But typically, I mean, I haven't really been around many people like throwing up around me, like drug people or anything. If anything, I've had to deal with myself throwing up, and I think that's enough. Like I feel like my throw up is enough. But maybe I'm stomaching it more because it's myself, and I don't want other people to have to deal with cleaning up my biohazard mess because that's kind of yucky. And just because I know how it feels to clean up other people's throw up, because I have younger siblings and I've had to take care of them, and I also have pets, and my dog has eaten some things that he shouldn't have and threw it up. So I don't want to say I'm comfortable with throw up because I don't think that's the case. However, I can handle it at least a little bit. So yeah, there's that. I don't really know how I got on this little this little rant. Oh, because I was looking for synonyms of the word vomit. Crying, screaming, and throwing up, rolling on the floor, vomiting. That's what I like to say when I'm being dramatic and I'm upset. Crying, or like if something is really cute, crying, screaming, and throwing up. That is so cute. Like two cats cuddling and their hearts are curled onto each other and they make a heart shape. Crying, screaming, and throwing up just talking about it. My goodness. I am such a cat lady. It's not even funny anymore. It's not even funny anymore. I love my cat. I love my dog too. But anyway, I've never seen my cat throw up. And I'm honestly really glad about it. You know what? Oh, speaking of like throw up, not really throw up, but cats coughing up hairballs was that ever a thing, or is that just something that's not very common, but was highlighted in like a comedic way, or I don't know, because I feel like anytime I would hear about cats, it would be like talking about them coughing up hairballs and how gross that is. Yuck. Because they just groom themselves all day. They take care of themselves. They sleep, eat, groom themselves. That's the day in the life of a cat. But I can't say I've ever seen my cat cough up any hairballs. Or see any like of her fur ball or her. I've never seen a fur ball of hers around the house that wasn't made by me. Because sometimes I'll brush her and then I'll like ball up her hair into a little ball. Sometimes it'll fall on the floor, and I'm like, oh wow. It would be really hard to find because they have carpet, and her fur, when it's all blended up together like that, it kind of blends in pretty well. So yeah, I don't know, but maybe it just depends on the cat. I don't know. Everything is different. Circumstances are different, but I've never seen a cat cough up a hairball. Never seen my cat cough up a hairball. I've never seen a hairball. Honestly, it's probably for the better. I don't really want to. Now that I think about it, it seems kind of yucky because it's a ball of wet hair. Ooh. Or could it be that cats have advanced genetically to the point where they don't have to cough up hairballs. Like if they accidentally swallow their hairballs, their stomach acid breaks down the hair follicles and kind of just digests it. Or am I thinking about it a little bit too much? I don't know. Let's Google it. I'm saying this like I don't have my phone in front of me. Do cats vomit from stress? Vomit when pregnant? Vomit. Vomit for attention? It's because I just looked up the word vomit that I'm getting all these suggestions. I was gonna Google do cats. I guess vomit would be the word. Vomit hairballs? Hairballs. Hairballs. It's normal for your cat to bring up occasional hairballs. You should only start to worry if the cat is vomiting up a hairball every few weeks or consistently for more than 48 hours at a time. It's a sign that too much hair is ending up in the gut. Interesting. How often should cats throw up hairballs? While most of swallowed hair eventually passes through the animal's digestive tract and gets excreted intact in the feces. Oh, so it doesn't even break down. Some of it remains in the stomach and gradually accumulates into a damp clump, the hairball. It's not uncommon, says Dr. Goldstein, for a cat to regurgitate a hairball once every week or two. Oh no. Listen, I don't know why this is stressing me out all of a sudden. I've never seen my cat throw up a hairball in my life, and all of a sudden I'm worried that she's gonna start coughing up hairballs once a week. That's not the case. What does a cat hairball vomit look like? A hairball is an unpleasant looking cigar shaped wad of fur your cat might vomit up. It gets the tubular shape from when their hair gathers in your cat's esophagus. If the cat reaches if the hair reaches the stomach but doesn't leave the stomach, the material that is vomited may be more round and so basically it looks like a hairy poop log is what you're telling me. We're just talking about all the different yuck. I don't know why I opened Google Images. Oh no. Ew. Ew. I know it's natural and it's like just a thing that can happen, but no thank you. I honestly could have lived without seeing those pictures of the hairballs, but I'm also a little bit dramatic, so it's fine. I'll forget about it literally by tonight. It is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know, if your body says, oh, there's too much hair in here, we gotta get rid of it, your body's gonna do what it needs to do. And that is true for the cats too. Bars. Sorry, I didn't mean to turn into Dr. Seuss for a second, but it just happened. You know, but hey, it's cool. I haven't seen it happen, and hopefully I never do. I do need to brush my cat though, because she's been shedding like crazy. Cat hair everywhere. But that's the life of a pet owner, of a furry friend. A furry friend owner? You don't own your friends though. They just happen to be a part of your life. They happen to agree to be a part of your life because a friendship is a two-way street. You know? It's not just like, I like you. You're my friend now. It's like, I think you're cool. I think you're cool too. Let's be friends. Sure. Like, you know, any relationship is a two-way street. Same goes for like pets too. Because if you show your pet love, your pet will show you love too. Some people, but also pets have their own like personalities and things too. So just because you show love to your pet doesn't mean that they will show love to you. But I feel like it's more likely for them to do so if you do. Unfortunately, we just aren't always in the capacity to show and share that love. Somehow, some way, showing love can feel like a chore. At least for me. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know how to show love properly. Is there a proper way to show love though? How deep is your love? But I guess that also goes with like your expectations. Like you as a person, your expectations and things towards other people, whether it be like friends or your family or a romantic partner, your pets. I guess we all have our own expectations on how these different relationships look. I don't really know where I was going with this, but I feel like that's true. Like a friendship to me might not be a friendship to you. Like just because me and my friends do this thing doesn't mean you and your friends do this thing too. But that doesn't mean you're not friends just because you don't do what I do with my friends, you know? However, there are things that you can do to your friends or your friends can do to you, well, quote unquote friends, that doesn't really make them your friends because it's like, well, if they were really your friends, would you treat them that way? But also, maybe this kind of goes back to our own definition of friendship or whatever the relationship may be. Sometimes our expectations are different. We are all raised differently. Our perspective and point of view in our life in this lifetime is unique. So, like I said, just because my friends and I do this thing doesn't mean that your friends and you have to do the same thing. But just because you don't do it doesn't mean you're not friends. But in the same token, like if you huh if you do something that I don't really see as like something friends do, doesn't mean it's not a thing that friends do. It just depends on the friendship. Because, we meet people in different ways, have different experiences with these same people, but that doesn't make them any less of a friend, does it? I feel like I'm kind of confusing myself with the things that I'm saying, but at the same time, it like kind of makes sense. But I don't feel like I've said the message that I want to say. Like, sometimes it may seem like people are doing you wrong on purpose, but really that's just what they think a friend is. But that's not what your definition of a friend is. So I guess that's where some like clarity would have to come in. Like, hey, I noticed you've been doing this. I don't really agree with it. I'm not really a fan of it. It doesn't make me feel good. It's not really nice. I don't consider this a part of friendship. In fact, it more so makes this relationship feel like this. Like, I don't know. Or it doesn't really feel like a relationship, feels like more of like enemies or a love-hate relationships. Love-hate relationship. I don't know. Like, you call yourself my friend, but you've been doing this, and I don't really feel like that's something that friends do. Aha, there it is. There it is. I think that's what I was trying to say. I'm not even sure anymore. No, I. Yes, that is confusing myself. Yes, no, make up your mind, lady. That is what I was trying to say. Sometimes people interact with you in a certain way, thinking it's okay, thinking that's what that relationship entails. But you, on the receiving end, don't feel like this is okay. Don't feel like this is what a relationship entails. Sometimes people do things like maliciously. Other times people just don't know any better. But it depends on the scenario. So you do with that information as you will. Because only you know what you're going through. If that's advice that you need to take anyway. I don't know. This is kind of just coming out of thin air. Something that I'm I'm just rambling. I'm literally just talking, just rambling. But it makes sense in my mind. Like, you can't always expect everyone to have the same knowledge as you. You can't always expect everyone to have the same knowledge as you. We all come from different backgrounds and different perspectives, so and different experiences. So who's to say that this person has already learned the lessons that you've learned, and vice versa? Maybe they've learned some lessons that you haven't learned yet, and they can share that experience with you, or those experiences, because I'm sure there's many. But the overlap and similarity is what brings a lot of people together. I feel like people can also be brought together through like extreme negative or intense negative emotions like hatred and disgust, perhaps. But um but but I lost my train of thought. Oh, but that could also be said with positive emotions as well. Like when people are into the same kind of music or listen to the same artists or have the same hobbies and interests, that can bring people really close together. And I think it's such a beautiful thing. I love finding people with similar hobbies as me or similar interests, because then we can share our own experiences about the same thing. And it's like, oh, that's so cool how you've experienced this in regards to the same thing, but my experience was a little bit different. Here's what I experienced. Sharing is caring. Sometimes it's hard to remember, or like, I don't know, I feel like I can get really selfish at times. Now I'm speaking personally. I don't know, I don't know. I don't want to say I don't always want to share, because that's not necessarily the case. However, sometimes I can feel like a little burnt out with the giving on my end. Like, you gotta know when to stand your ground, put your foot down, be like, no, actually, not gonna share right now. Like, I gotta put me first, Lucius. Right? Like, that's one of those things. Sharing is caring, but you can't share what you don't have if you aren't giving to yourself how you're supposed to give to others. You know? You can't pour out of an empty cup. Like, yes, you can share whatever remnants, whatever drip drop you might have left, but if there's nothing left for you, what are you gonna drink? So remember to take time to care for yourself and pour into your own cup, whatever that may be, to help you feel better, to help you share with the world, share with those you love, whether it's your friends, family, or pets. Remember to put time into yourself to help put time into others. Because I feel like it works when you take time to care for yourself. It becomes easier. It becomes easy to care for others in the same light. Because how can you care for someone else if you don't even know how to take care of yourself? Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm. Truth be told, perhaps you could care for yourself. I mean, truth be told, you probably could care for others even if you don't know how to care for yourself, but you might not take care of them the way that you should or the way that you could if you knew how to properly take care of yourself first. Once you know what it feels like to be loved, then you're able to share that same love with those that you really do love yourself. Because how can I show you love if I don't know what love feels like? But how do I begin to know what love feels like? By loving myself. I'm starting to tear up now. I feel like I've just had a revelation. what the what is going on here? Why am I crying in the club right now? Wow. That was a lot for me to take in. I think I need a moment uh to process that actually. How can I love somebody else if I don't know how to love myself? There's no love in my cup. Oh my god. Not that there's no love in my cup, because I do feel the way that others care for me, even if it's just the small things like asking me about my day, talking to me, or making an effort to talk to me, because I know I can be very, I don't want to say lonesome, but quiet and kept to myself. I don't really like to bother people. But that's the thing. Why do I feel like I'm bothering people? Am I a bother? I guess I feel like I'm one, but I don't think that's necessarily true. It's not true. It's okay to take up time and space. Yeah, it's that's a little bit of a revelation that I'm having right now. That's cool. I also feel like I had another full circle moment. Like I was talking about a similar thing towards the beginning of the podcast, and now I'm kind of back at this similar point. But case in point, you can't pour out of an empty cup, so make sure you take the time to care for yourself so that you can care for others the same way that you would like to be cared for. I feel like those who have suffered any kind of pain or misery will do their best to spread awareness about that same thing that has hurt them so others don't have to feel the way that they did. And I've always thought that was such a beautiful thing, like sparing others the pain, because we've all felt pain one way or another, where it's physical or mental, emotional, you know, pain, strain. It's not a fun feeling. Like, it's not a fun feeling. You can't live, laugh, love in those conditions. So for someone to feel so, what's the word I'm looking for now? I want it for someone to feel so passionate about. I don't know if passionate is the right word, really, but just for someone to feel so passionate really is the only word that's coming to mind right now. Someone to feel so passionate about the joy of others, really, or like the prevention of pain, of spreading the awareness. I'm not 100% sure what I'm trying to say right now, but the words they don't feel like the message I have in my head. Like, do you ever have something you want to say, but you can't get the right words together to say it? Because that's how I feel sometimes. A lot of times, really. And it's kind of frustrating not thinking of the right words to communicate how I feel. It can be rather, um, hmm, what word am I looking for? Disappointing? Saddening? Annoying. Definitely one of the words. Can be annoying not knowing how to say what I feel, or how to say the thoughts that are in my head. I don't know. Sometimes you just gotta let the words spew out. Ugh. Sometimes you gotta close the door to open the window. I love Tyler the Creator's music. He's so creative. And I know it's in the name, but like, he lives up to it. He lives up to it. That is for sure. I decided to buy myself a little Stanley mug. I say little, but it's 64 ounces. She is girthy. She's thick. She's not a little, um, she is not a small vessel, to say the least. Um, but it's like a big thermos thing, and it has a lid. It's not one of the tumbler Stanleys that has the handle and the straw. It's like a big metal thermos. Like, imagine I just want to say, imagine my old water bottle. Like, you know what my old water bottle looks like. You probably don't. Um, Imagine like a really thick beer bottle, but with a shorter neck, and it's made out of metal. Hmm. But it has a handle on the side. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. No, I think that was honestly that was it. Like, it has a similar shape to a, not really a similar shape, kind of. Just it's in the neck. I don't know, but I think that imagine a beer bottle with a big thick beer bottle. I think I'm just gonna have to post a picture of it somewhere, perhaps on my Twitter or something. But anyway, the whole reason why I brought it up is my Stanley thermos has a lid, not a straw. And I guess I could buy a straw to keep inside, but I'd have to find like a really like the perfect size straw, and I don't know if I'm really up for that challenge or if I really care to have a straw, because then it's another piece to wash, and honestly I'm rather lazy. I'd rather just work around having to pour the water into my mouth anyway. But I haven't gotten used to pouring the water into my mouth quite yet, and I keep on um, having some spillage every time I go to have some water. Water. Wa- Excuse me. I managed to make a little bit of a mess when I go to take a sip, and I get water all over my shirt, and it it's a little bit of a mess, but it's a work in progress. Bars. I love rhyming. Dr. Seuss books were always one of my favorites because they were so fun to read aloud. Like, there are things I feel like most people just read in their heads, especially now as adults. You know, the books that we read typically don't have pictures in them unless you're reading like comics and mangas and things. Or like anyway, I feel like most books just don't have pictures. But I mean, of course, Dr. Seuss's books made for kids, but they're fun to read aloud. I feel like most children's books are, and maybe that's just how they get kids into wanting to read. If it sounds nice when you read it to them, they're gonna want to pick it up on their own, or even pick up other books to start to read on their own. Got to start somewhere. But yeah, no, I always liked reading Dr. Seuss books when I was a kid because of how sing-songy and rhymey they were, or are rather, because they still exist. But that was my reasoning for it. But I was a bit of a bookworm, in elementary school, especially. I think it was once I got into middle school that the reading gal in me kind of went dormant. I don't want to say she died because she's still there. Like, if I really wanted to read a book, I could. If I want to, I will. If I want to, I will. But I used to read the Junie B. Jones books, the Magic Treehouse books. Those were my favorite. Who wrote the Magic Treehouse books? Treehouse. Hello. Hello. Why all of a sudden my Google don't want to. Oh. It was Mary Pope Osborne. I wanted to say Ozzy Osbourne so bad, but I know it was not Ozzy Osbourne who wrote these books. So that's why I had to look it up before I said something real silly. But I read them in order too. I remember I had to do a reading log. I want to say in 3rd or 4th grade, and I would always pick these books up. There was one book that was so interesting to me that I read the whole thing in a day. Damn. And I'm pretty sure it was like a 2-part book. Like, the story was, oh my goodness, the tiger. Sorry, I'm going through Google Images now and looking at the pictures of the covers of the book, and there are so many memories just flooding back. The stories. It was a really good book series. I loved reading the books. The Magic School Bus was also fun. I'm pretty sure they had books too, but I did watch the show. Magic School Bus. Books? Yeah, they did have books. The Magic School Bus. Oh, the stomach episode? Or the episode that they went inside someone's body. Whoa. Explore the senses. In the time of the dinosaur. There's magic everywhere. Yeah, but I used to love reading. I don't read anymore, really. I like to watch videos now. Books are cool. Books are great. Books are fun. Just not in the mindset for them right now. I don't know. There'd have to be like a really good book for me to sit down and read it all up. I don't know. Thinking about when The Fault in Our Stars movie was coming out. I think it was in 2014. But I was in middle school at the time, and I wanted to go see the movie with my friends, but I hadn't read the book, so I downloaded the. Oh, wait, no, I want not the book. I want the movie. Sorry, I accidentally Googled. It was 2014. Wow, memory too strong. Memory too good. Memory too good. That movie was 2 hours and 6 minutes. You know what's so crazy is that that movie felt like it didn't even encompass everything in the book. Like I feel like it jumped really fast. Cause okay, well to be fair, I had read the book in just a couple days, like the week that the movie was coming out, and I went to go see the movie with my friends. I don't know if it was that Friday or that weekend. It was opening weekend either way. And I remember being kind of disappointed in the outcome of the movie, but the movie did still it did its it did its thing. It did its job. It was really good. It was a good movie, but I was I always get upset or when the book isn't when the movie isn't exactly like the book. It's like, but all these little details that you missed. Like, hello, what about them? But chapter 21, I still remember. It made me sob like a baby. She got the phone call and she was crying. Shailene Woodley acted her ass off in that movie. The dramatics. She picked up the phone, she was screeching and crying. Man, 14-year-old me, this book, The Fault in Our Stars had 14-year-old me in in a chokehold, really. The Fault in Our Stars had 14-year-old me in a chokehold. And I'll do it again. Because I did enjoy it. I did like it. Perhaps I should watch it again. OMG, 16,917 ratings on Amazon. It has 4.7 stars. Perhaps I will watch it again. Oh, it's on Hulu? Stop playing with them. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it and like sob like a baby. Ansel Elgort and Shailene Woodley. They did what they had to do in this movie, at least from my memory. Because I might watch it back soon and then be like, what the hell was I talking about? This movie wasn't even all that. But I mean, no, because why would I even say that? Because if I just read that it has over 16,000 reviews or 16,000 ratings rather, and an average of 4.7 stars. It's a good movie. It's gotta be a good movie. So I don't know, son. See, I hype myself up just to bring myself back down. I'm my number one cheerleader and my worst enemy. I'm just being a little dramatic. But anyway, no, truly that I think that was the last book that I was in a rush to read, like that I couldn't get enough of. Mostly because I wanted to go see the movie with my friends. I don't remember which friend it was that put me on, but shout out to them because damn, the range of emotions that I felt reading that book. He said you put the thing that does the killing between your teeth, but you don't give it the power to kill you. Ate my ass up back then, and Loki's still doing its thing now. But yeah, I gotta rewatch that movie just to relive it a little bit. Take me back. It's so amazing how there are just things from a certain period of time that you can think about or rewatch or somehow re-experience, and it kind of brings you back to that time period. Or at least for me, I say you, but I'm thinking myself personally. Just sometimes you know how you listen to a song that you heard, they used to listen to a lot or used to hear a lot growing up or during a certain period of time, and that you can remember clear as day, like what that time of your life felt like. It's amazing how that works. Like, it's incredible, really. The nostalgia of it all. Things our bodies did, that. But it's been fun. I've enjoyed talking quite a bit. I don't even remember what I was rambling about in the beginning. But put I'm gonna end things here. Thank you so much for listening to me today. I hope this found you well, and I hope you enjoyed. Until next time, bye!